Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Ripple has told Fox Business Network that they will not settle with the SEC over XRP securities allegation. They are standing their ground. This has been reported by Charles Gasparino, who is a journalist there and has been for, I guess at this point, over a decade. And he's really been digging into the SEC versus Ripple story lately, so I think it's reasonable to anticipate we'll continue hearing from him, and I'm thankful for it. He's really, like I said, he's really digging in, and he also has a number of contacts at high places which are chiming in, let's say. And since he's a journalist, he's able to get confidential information, and he can't be pressured to reveal his sources. So I want to talk about that, and also, what about some shady happenings having to do with Ethereum? Can we talk about that a little bit? Of course we can, because it's my channel, damn it, and I do what I want. But a couple individuals I'll be highlighting in this video from the XRP community, including attorney John Deaton, are saying, okay, who's making money off of the happenings with the Jay Clayton and William Hinman and the clarity, in quotation marks, if you will, surrounding Ethereum? Who's actually making money from that? But before going any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos, but just as a hobby, just for fun. And first, I want to say thank you and congratulations, both at the same time, to attorney John Deaton, who, of course, is the SEC attorney seeking to intervene in the SEC versus Ripple case, because he just hit his efforts. I mean, it's paying off here. Just hit a milestone here. 20,000 XRP holders have now joined his cause. And so here's his tweet. It's now 20,000 XRP holders seeking intervention or amicus status in the SEC versus Ripple case. By alleging that all present-day XRP are securities, the SEC effectively sued XRP holders. We seek an opportunity to speak for ourselves. So I thought that was a cool milestone and wanted to highlight that 20,000 XRP holders the world over, like, nope. And it's so funny, the SEC's so cocky, they never saw this coming. You know that, right? Because they're used to whoever it is that they claim to be suing on the behalf of. They're all about it typically, or at least they're silent. And in this case, they just got a tidal wave of responses saying, no, SEC, knock it off, you're a bunch of asshats, which was quite deserved. And then there's this from Charles Gasparino, having to do with Ripple standing their freaking ground, and you gotta love this. And wrote, breaking. Ripple's legal team tells Fox Business they have no plans to settle with the SEC over the lawsuit on XRP, and they're confident they can show Gary Gensler in pursuing the case is picking winners and losers in the crypto business to the detriment of innovation. Story developing. And true words have never been spoken. Indeed, the SEC absolutely is picking winners and losers here. And the more I see this story unfold, the more I'm sitting here like, I mean, yeah, I'd be happy if settlement happened. I guess that's, if available, that would be the path of least resistance. But I gotta admit, at this point, it just looks so incredible for Ripple, the position that they're in. Part of me is just like, no, just take them out, man. Like take them to the cleaners, right? They're the ones that started this. They threw the first punch. They're in the wrong. Go ahead and see this through. And hopefully this could set precedent for others in the space on top of that. And that I'd love to see. Because even if Ripple comes out ultimately rather unscathed, well, XRP is not the only cryptocurrency I hold. I hold a couple dozen different. I'm sure I'll buy a bunch of different cryptocurrencies in the future. There'll be some that'll purchase that don't even exist today in 2021. I'm willing to bet that's the case. And I don't want to have to worry every time I'm purchasing a different cryptocurrency what the hell the asshats at the SEC are going to think about it. Because I wish they'd just go away. I honestly do. At this point, they're harming investors, and it doesn't mean they're not doing anything good. Okay, I don't literally mean stop existing, but damn, like what a bunch of power-hungry, terrible people. Not all of them, but the ones that are in charge of this case, they're just so unethical. I can't stand it. It's grimy. And so there's a question posed here by somebody named Maverick on Twitter, who tagged attorney Jeremy Hogan, who of course runs the YouTube channel Legal Briefs. So he tagged Jeremy and wrote, "Jeremy, would love your take on this. Does this mean the case gets dragged out until next year or worse? This definitely doesn't feel like good news for XRP holders during this bull run." And so before reading his response, it's on your screen right now, but before reading this, I want to say my personal opinion on this impacting the bull run. I don't think it will. I think so. A couple of things to consider. I do think that XRP price is suppressed to a degree that it would not be had the lawsuit not happened. But I also firmly believe that when XRP does start to run up because the FOMO kicks in, it won't be about the analysis of what's happening with XRP. Everybody just piles in. That's just how it works when money circulates throughout the world of crypto. It's not going to be about fundamentals. It's not going to be about the lawsuit. It's just going to run up like crazy. So even if it's suppressed right now, I personally am not convinced that it's going to matter in any sort of meaningful way, because 95% of trading happens outside of the U.S. And if what's happened to this point wasn't going to send XRP to zero, then like what would? There's nothing there, and so of course it's going to participate. I don't really have a doubt about that personally. Not really. I mean, I'm not saying I literally have zero doubt, but it's because I'm not 100% sure about pretty much anything in life. But as close to that as possible. I think it's going to run. But Jeremy Hogan said the following: legal teams never say they want to settle. It's a sign of weakness. And so on that front, I guess it's kind of like you'd expect to see this anyway. But there could well be talks going on in the background. It's never completely out of the question there. And then there was this from Bloomberg Crypto. U.S. authorities are examining possible insider trading and market manipulation at cryptocurrency exchange Binance. What at Binance? Well, so my fellow XRP YouTuber, the digital asset investor, shared that story and wrote the following: "This story is peanuts. What about the trading by people who knew Ethereum was going to get a free pass before the Hinman speech? That's the real crypto story." And John Deaton seems to agree, and for good reason. That's worth looking into. And he shared the following on this exact topic: "I'd like to see if there were any significant purchases of Ether between March 28th, 2018 and June 14th, 2018. Who knew Hinman would declare Ether not a security? Did anyone act on that knowledge? Are any big purchases connected to any of the players?" And so that's so I would love to know the answer of that. And the XRP community's done a fantastic job of digging up all the stories and all the dirt that's out there, because the internet is forever, as it turns out, and I'm thankful for that. And so it'll be interesting if there's anything there. It's probably going to get found out if any of it was publicly stated. And there might be other ways to track too. There are other ways to go about this. So we'll just see what the community can dig up in addition to what's being court ordered. And the court ordered stuff, honestly, is probably a bit more likely to yield the results that we're hoping for if there is something there. But still, there's. Don't put it past the XRP community to find some incredible stuff. I've been doing a fantastic job lately. And also note this. There's another story that just it's perfect. I can segue to it perfectly, and I'm going to highlight it just briefly, just to note that corruption does happen. Corruption really does happen at the highest levels sometimes. And it's not that it happens all the time, day in, day out. I think that by and large, what is presented to be the case kind of is. I mean, people lie all the time in government positions. I'm not being naive here. I'm just saying, in terms of intentionally doing really, really shady things. I mean, there's so many different parts of the federal government. I just don't think that's generally what's happening here. I'm not a conspiracy theorist type of guy, but absolutely terrible, illegal, unethical things can happen. And so this next story I got from my fellow XRP YouTuber James Rule XRP, and it comes from CNBC. It's titled, "After Years of Being Squeaky Clean, the Federal Reserve is Surrounded by Controversy." And so I'm going to read just a couple very small portions of this, and then I'm going to share with you thoughts on this from my fellow XRP YouTuber, the Blockchain Backer, who had some thoughts in terms of, from a chart structure, exactly what these people might potentially be getting away with. And so let me jump down. I think this is where I want to go. Yeah, here we go. News reports in recent days indicate that Fed officials have been trading stocks and bonds that could be influenced, at least indirectly, by their policy decisions. And so that's why, like when I saw this, and James Real XRP shared it with me in my Twitter inbox, I was sitting there thinking, how about that Hinman speech, huh? Who benefited from that? Did anybody? Because I'm hoping we'll get the answer to that question. But anyway, piece continues. At the same time, speeches over the past several weeks indicate a schism between those who say the time is now to start tightening policy and those who'd rather wait. For the normally staid Fed, the present circumstances are unusual and could yield some interesting dynamics. I think it's embarrassing for the Fed. It had such a squeaky clean reputation, Greg Valliere, chief U.S. policy strategist at AGF Investments, said of the trading controversy that largely involved regional presidents Robert Kaplan of Dallas and Eric Rosengren of Boston. But I don't think it's going to change policy in any regard at all. I think it will be rear view mirror pretty soon, assuming there's no other shoe to drop. And so what exactly will this mean for them? We'll take a look at this from the Blockchain Backer, my fellow XRP YouTuber. And he wrote, "You can see where this narrative is going. They are all going to dump their bags, with the SPX hitting the 4.236 extension, and say they are doing it for ethical reasons. It's a sham." And then he shared this chart right here. Look at this, S&P 500. That's what SPX is, S&P 500 index. And what he's citing right here, full 4.236 Fibonacci extension. We are selling everything for ethical reasons. So that's the expectation right there. It's already run up. The damage is done right where he's pointing this arrow down at the bottom. Here you can see, that was the great financial crisis. And right up here is where we are today. So look, things can happen. I'm not pretending like stuff like this never happens. And that's why I'm saying, though. I want to get to the bottom of what has happened, who benefited from ETH getting at least perceived, the perceived green light, the golden ticket, the free pass back in 2018. That's the big question. So hopefully, again, we get to the bottom of that. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.